Hi, welcome back to this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is called Back in the USA Again. Okay, not Back Again in the USA. It's called Back in the USA Again. Okay, and the reason I call that is because I did a lot of traveling in Canada, and because I live in the Detroit area, I but I used to go back and forth to Windsor a lot. It's really close. Take the tunnel over the bridge, and went on vacation up there before, and I started, and that was about a few years ago when I went on a vacation in Canada, and then I came back, and a friend recommended that to me, and then another friend was telling me about Mexico, and the title of this video is, well, not the title, I don't want to call it the title, not the title, but the topic is going to be, is it safe to go to Mexico? And I'm going to say, definite yes. It's a definite yes. Now, there are a couple places that are recommended, or not recommended, but recommended to stay away from because of they're called dangerous. And those places are where there's big drug activity and things like that. You can find that out from the U.S. State Department. You find out whatever city or region or state that you want to go to, where it's located, and type in there. You can Google the State Department, U.S. State Department, and say that name, and they'll come up with, how safe or what they think of it being safe. Excuse me. I will tell you my experiences. Now, if it said it was a really, really dangerous place, I wouldn't go. Okay, I wouldn't go. But I went to some that were, it said a little bit, but not bad. Or, they have different levels. And I wouldn't go to the level that said, very dangerous, don't go. No, I wouldn't go there. And now I think there's only a couple regions that are really, really bad. But Mexico, I went there, it was safe. People kept telling me, don't go to Mexico. Oh man, you hear about what happened here and this and that. Cartel. And one person said, you better have $10,000 in the banks, hold on to special for ransom. One person told me, cartel, you're going to get killed. You're going to get shot down there, or something like that. And these people know, I don't use drugs. I don't drink alcohol. And I'm not going to put myself in places like that. The thing about it all is, I went to places and I felt safe. I walked the streets of Mexico and felt safe. Of course, there's certain areas you might not want to walk in when it gets dark or something. There's going to be that. It's going to be like that in any country. You have to know where they're at and stay away from them. And it's going to be like that in any country. Let me tell you a story, though. I was watching these videos about this older couple, retired couple in Ajijic, Mexico. Ajijic is a city in the state of Jalisco, and that's in Mexico. And they started up a business there. And the proceeds, or all the profits from their business, go to help Mexicans in need. And they help teach them English. They give them things, whether it's food, clothes, a little bit of education, money, whatever they do. And this couple is, the gentleman, the man was asked, how can, what do people say to you about Mexico when they know you live in Mexico? He says, well, I go up to the U.S., I go to Texas, and people keep telling me all the time, I've been down here for so many, he's been down here retired for so many years, and he says stuff like, yeah, people ask me, how could you be down there? You know, isn't it dangerous? And he says, no, I don't feel danger at all. He says, when I come up to the U.S., every time I come up to the U.S., I hear about some mass shooting or mass or killings with guns, and people are killing each other all the time. It's on the news and I hear about it. He says, but I don't see that or hear about it in Mexico. Okay? And I never seen anything like that. As a matter of fact, don't take me for word here, but if I'm not mistaken, it's against law to have a gun in Mexico. Maybe under some type of special circumstance, maybe. And I don't even think that, or that I'm aware of. I've never seen a gun in Mexico, or people walking with one, or, you know, it's not the wild west or anything like that. And I don't hear of shootings. I mean, I could go to the local Walmart. They have a Walmart in Mexico. I can go to Walmart in Mexico. I don't hear that the Walmart's getting shot up. I don't hear that the movie theater got shot up. I don't hear that the local school got shot up. I don't hear that, what else is got, like in Las Vegas, shots going into a crowd, with AK-47s or AR-15s or whatever. I don't hear that kind of stuff. I really don't. I've never seen two Mexicans in a fight, when I've been in Mexico. I haven't even heard two Mexicans yell at each other and fight, and actually fight. I've never seen it. I've been to Mexico 3 times, and once for a week in Cuernavaca. Is it safe? Well, yeah, I felt safe in Cuernavaca that week I was there. I was going out at night to the Zocalo, and I'd take a cab back, but I was downtown, watching the festivities, eating in restaurants, and things like that. I was having a great time, and I'd take a cab back, but that was at night, and I felt safe. I walked down the streets downtown, felt safe, and it was fine. It was so safe that I went back a few months later and I booked 30 days at the same hotel. Now, how safe is that? So it must have been safe, okay? Because the second time I went down, the first time I went down with a good friend of mine who was telling me to go. Come on, I'm taking my mom back, because she was up here for so many years, for about 40-some years. And I knew his mom and his dad. His mom and his dad got divorced. She went back down there. So I went there, and I stayed there a week. And he left after 3 days. And then his uncle was driving me around for a few days. But I pretty much relied on myself a lot of times. At that time, my English was, my Spanish. My Spanish was 0 at that time. Although I took a course in college, I did well at, but I never practiced it, or I never, practiced it, and I forgot there's another word for it. I never utilized it, and so I was busy with my life, doing so many. I was in my 20s, and that's not really an excuse, but. So I go back in my late 50s to Mexico with my friend, stay for 7 days. He's gone after the 3rd day. So I got to come back, use the airport on my own. Okay, safe. Second time, I told you, I came back to the same city for 30 days. But I left after 7. I booked a hotel for 30 days, but I left after 7 because at that time, my English was this. And there weren't a lot of people from the U.S. Although the people at the hotel, there were a few people that spoke English well, and some of the waiters a little bit, but the desk managers, and they were managers of all place because their uncle, and they spoke English very, very good. They spoke English well, and one of the other desk managers, he spoke English well too. But I love the hotel. It had a pool. Everything is great. So Cuernavaca is a beautiful place, and I'll say, and that's why I went back, because of the museums, the art galleries, the restaurants, the Zocalo, the people. The people are so friendly, and they're so helpful. But I can go into that. I can go into a whole, but I'm not going to. Let me talk about being safe. Well, the reason I felt safe too is because people were so nice and helpful to me, and they didn't want anything in return. They just went above and beyond, what a lot of people would do here in the U.S., It's not like, well, I'm too busy and I can't do this, or pass the buck. And I'm not saying that's the way it is always in the U.S., but over there they went above. Like, I lost my phone. I left my phone in a cab. Boy, they were working behind the scenes, and I couldn't speak English. I mean, any Spanish at all. I couldn't say a word, really, maybe 2-3 words. And they worked at the hotel manager and the woman dispatcher. They got my phone back, So, but I felt safe. I felt safe. I felt really good there. And I felt, like I said, I felt so good I went back for 30 days. Few months later, I got the hotel for 30 days, but I did leave after 7, only because I wanted to be in a city. I found out about San Miguel de Allende, and I wanted to be over there. It's Cuernavaca City is 350,000 people. And I was walking in the Zocalo at night. Of course, I took little precautions, because I think it's like anywhere one would go if they're on a vacation or they're going to live somewhere or something. You put I didn't have my wallet in my back pocket. I kept it in my front pocket. Things like that. I didn't walk around with this expensive jewelry. Not that someone was going to come up to me and grab me and take it. No, I mean, because there were times when I did, a little bit. And I brought some watches with me, but then I don't want to be showy too. If there's poor people around, I don't want to be showy. For instance, I remember being on a bus in Ajijic, Mexico. These buses, and a lot of poorer people would ride buses. Some poor, some not poor, But I have, I was going to a nightclub, restaurant, real nice place. My friends invited me to. I had my watch, but I put it in my pocket until I got to the restaurant, because I didn't want to be flaunting this expensive watch, around people and stuff like that. But I do is always keep my wallet in my front pocket. You got to be careful. You don't leave a cell phone laying around on a table somewhere, or laying around somewhere, because it's like anywhere, any big city or any city where there's a lot of people, someone could pick it up. So there's certain precautions one makes, and we do that. But I never felt, I felt comfortable. I felt safe, So I felt safe. I learned as I was going on. I went to San Miguel de Allende. Going back to San Miguel de Allende, went to Cuernavaca for 7 days. Went back to Cuernavaca intending to stay for 30 days, but after 7 days, I went to San Miguel de Allende, stayed there for 5.5 months. Came back, went to Ajijic, and they're all safe cities. I felt safe in all the cities, but the thing is, I was by myself a lot of times. I mean, I lived by myself, and I knew people. I met a lot of people from the U.S. and Canada and from other countries, so I always felt safe. There's people around, and the Mexican people, some of the people in the restaurants and things, they speak English, and some of the other, you'd be surprised. There are some Mexicans that speak English well, really well. But I felt safe. I always felt safe. I didn't feel like there's not crazy people going around there. There's not someone going on a bus. You'll be riding on the bus in the evening, coming back from a nightclub or something. Someone coming on there drunk and, hey, mother, blah, blah, blah. Hey, no. I've never seen people getting rowdy. Never. I've never seen drink. No, that's honest to God truth. I never did. That kind of stuff scares me. It bothers me, and I don't like to be around it. And I wouldn't go back to those places if this was going on. So I wouldn't spend that much time. I'd go to another city. But I went, changed cities, and all of them were safe. I felt safe. Now, I even went to Oaxaca City for 5 days by myself from San Miguel de Allende. And, and I went and I got a good hotel there. I walked the streets at night downtown, went to the Zócalo there. Zócalo's a plaza, and there's a lot of restaurants, festivities, bands, artisans, there's artists, they're selling their paintings, or they'll sketch a portrait of you. Very cool people. I bought paintings, some, inexpensive ones, but they were quick. They're really some beautiful paintings. I brought, because I could bring them back with me. I rolled them in a tube, and I had to pay any kind of, what do you call it? What's that? Whatever. Duty on them. But Mexico is safe. It's safe. The people are friendly. The people are nice. As a matter of fact, this is how nice they are. People think, oh man, my impression of Mexico was, people are like like seeing the movies, or something like that. They portray Mexicans a lot of times. They portray them as professional people, and there are some very professional culture. It's very cultured society down there, and so Mexicans are not like what I'd see on the TV. Walking around machetes, ready to hang you from a tree. They show a lot of bad things, negative things about Mexican people, and they would show them in movies, on television shows, or make jokes about them, or like that. But and I'm sure there's some good ones. I've seen some good things, but the negative ones, if they talk, they make people afraid. They make people afraid. Even listening to people, you're going to hear like, don't go down there, it's dangerous. I heard this. Well, you heard from where? I heard from this guy whose brother went down there, and I heard other stuff and things, but I've never had those experiences. So, I went to airports by myself when I spoke zero Spanish, and I'm just learning little by little. I've got a total combined living and staying in Mexico for a little more than a year and then a week. I've been down there 3 times, and I'm not afraid to go back. The only thing that's holding me from going back is this pandemic. And it's April now, but I ran into a couple of health, setbacks, and I got to wait a little more. And I have some things to do at my house here, some work to do here at the house. But yeah, I'm going back, and I'm not afraid. But I will check out the safety reports from the U.S. State Department. I heard sometimes they exaggerate them, but I'm not sure. I think they're pretty good to follow. But even if it's I that's what I do. And I go there, and I go by myself. I don't have somebody waiting at the airport for me. I don't go on Facebook and make connections where, okay, I'm going to stay over here with you, or we're going to meet here for coffee once I get away from the airport or so. No, I don't do that. It's someone I pretty much just trust and go and do it. And I've walked out. And I'm not suggesting anybody do risky things. No. But I've been down streets and I have videos of me walking down streets at night in Mexico, in all Mexican neighborhoods, and meeting people. I've got some, and I've got, talking with people. So, I don't drink. So I'm not going to get a little, hey, or if people want to drink, that's their business. If you do drink, that's a good place to go because you get 2 for 1. But be safe. Another safety, has to do with safety, is if you do drink a little bit too much, or even if you're not drinking, but if you're drinking too much, you're probably more susceptible. If you go places where there's cobblestones on the road, your foot is going to kind of get in there. And I wouldn't try to walk with high heels. Women, don't do it. Or men, whatever. Don't do it. Don't walk in high heels. You got to watch, because some cities, now I know San Miguel de Allende, especially on Zacatecas. Now, there's a couple of nightclubs I would go to over there, and they have these irrigation ditches. They go alongside the curb. So if you step down off the curb, you're going to land in these irrigation ditches. They're about that deep. And you could injure your foot and fall down and break your ankle and then fall on the cement. So you got to be aware of that. And of course, it's like up here, you're not walking, talking, looking at your phone and texting and doing all this. And you got to keep your eyes on what's in front of you. So to be safe, because you'll hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself if you're not careful. And I suspect even if you're careful, somebody can make a mistake. But so that has to do with safety too. Guns, don't worry about it. I've never seen anybody with a gun. I've never heard a gun shot off. I think the only people that have guns are the police. And you'll see them with rifles of some magnitude. I think they have automatic weapons, guns, and handguns. And I've never seen them in a position where they had to draw the guns. I'll tell you, they guard it. And another thing, I was in Chapala. I was about 5 miles out of Ajijic. Chapala is a pretty decent sized city. And I remember I wanted to get a cab. And I got out of a Western Union, and I think I had roughly $500 or something was sent to me. Because I had people send me money, my money, that I left here in the USA for those purposes, for them to send me Western Union when I need it, like for rent or whatever I'm going to use it for. Well, I had got $500 from Western Union in Chapala, and across the street is a taxi stand. Well, I'm always going to look no matter where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in Birmingham, Michigan, nice affluent neighborhood, or Grosse Pointe, Michigan, or West Bloomfield, or I don't care if I'm in one of those affluent neighborhoods, and if I was at a Western, I'm still going to turn around and watch who's behind me, because someone just might follow me outside and take my money. So what I did was I was always careful, and I didn't really feel real afraid, but I just never took chances. And I would always, look at my surroundings and stuff and wouldn't let people see me with a lot of cash. So I went over to the taxi stand, and oh man, there's no taxis around and stuff like that. They're all busy. And then the policeman, I was just telling you about policemen over there. There was a policeman that was there, and he said, "Hi, how you doing?" I says, I'm just looking for a taxi. And he goes, and then he sees one. I didn't see him. He looked around, and he says, "Come here." And he orders the taxi to come here, and he's told the taxi driver, "You take him where he wants to go." They're looking out for you. I mean, we go down there and help their economy, because even if I'm talking with someone or associating with someone that's Mexican, they might not be relying on tourists, or I don't consider myself a tourist. I went down there to stay. Money from foreigners. They might not be in a business, but their brother might be, or their mother might be. And some of their bread and butter that comes home, the bread and butter, someone's bringing the bread and butter home, is maybe, good chance, they're getting it because they're working for foreigners, or they're working as waiters in restaurants, and they're getting a lot of foreigners, and they're getting a lot of tips. So I found that they treat you even nicer, and a lot of them. And I don't think I ever got never got a stare, a bad look. And I lived there twice for 6 months, once for a week. So in the combined year that I've lived there, I've never had a bad look or a stare from anyone. And I always felt safe. So I want you to feel safe. Go down there. Don't let all of this, just be careful. Like you would have to be careful if you went to Germany, if you went to Italy or Spain or France. Anywhere you got to go, you got to be careful. So go to Mexico. Just be careful like you do it in any other country. It's safe. It's safe. It's safe. I love it there, and I'm going back as soon as I can. So I really love Mexico. People are great. Everything is great. You got everything you want to find. You need over there. If you want to find museums, if you want to find art galleries, if you want to find concerts, you wouldn't believe the music they have down there. Music that we listen to up here. I saw a Queen tribute band. They sounded so much like Queen. It was I couldn't believe it. I got tons of videos of it. They have rockabilly. I didn't hit that show, but I wanted to, but I forgot it was going on. They have Mexicans that play, and it sounds like people, and it's not some, these aren't wedding bands. These are some highly skilled jazz musicians. Classical concerts. I've been in auditoriums down there and seen jazz concerts and classical, blues, country, whatever it is they have. I haven't seen any rap stuff though. I haven't. Maybe because the places I've been, they're a little bit older people over there, but they're not that young. But I'm telling you, there was one guy that talked about musicians in Mexico, and he said, in Mexico is dripping in gold with musicians. So go to Mexico, even if you don't want to hear music. It's very peaceful, beautiful people. The buses, oh my God, Greyhounds, they don't even really have buses like those, taking you long distances like Greyhound does. What they have is, what's the ADO, and they have luxury buses. They even give you lunch before you go on the bus. Can you imagine that? Luxury buses in big cushioned seats, big wide cushioned seats, televisions. They're basically, that's what they are. They're luxury buses. So go, I'm getting animated, man. I'm happy to share this stuff with you guys. So go to Mexico, and thanks for watching. And I'm going to come up with something else when I can. And Back Again in the USA is the YouTube channel. So I might change it and to something else, but I'll try to keep you guys posted and let you know. Thanks for letting me talk, and I appreciate it. I hope you guys listened to it. I hope you liked it. So it's only my second time doing this, so I'll try better next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.